Banquet Event 2022 rank predictions video. Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. I've added another tab to the spreadsheet, the Banquet Event spreadsheet, with the link is in the description down below. So that's going to be, so in the Google Drive, so you can look at it to your heart's content. But I added a new tab to this one called Banquet Event Rank Predictions. I felt compelled to do something like this because there's been not a flurry of kind of like incorrect information, but information that could be sending people in a wrong kind of direction when it comes to what logically it is going to give out as a end rank position, especially if you look at last year's gifting event versus this year's. And this is why I've done this for this spreadsheet. So let's give a bit of context to this. I saw that on Reddit there's been a lot of people kind of trying to predict, and also that's giving, somebody contacted me and said, oh, 1.5 mil points is enough for position 30. Okay. So what I wanted to do for this video is take you all back in time and kind of look at some facts. Okay. We need to look at facts and information. So back a little while ago, I did a video, which was this one here, which is how many units you'll need for the 2022 gifting event, right? That's not entirely important, is it? But I did do this section here, which has some breakdowns of numbers and score that people did. So this is from the gifting event last year. Again, we're not doing a gifting event, this is a banquet event, but it's still the same thing. Essentially, it's just a case of that the points are different, but people will still spend units to get points. But there's a difference this time, isn't there? And that key difference is this. A lot of people will be going for greater banquet crystals because opening them up gives 3,000 points. Yes, that's the same as the greater gifting crystal of last year. So as I've said here, the GGC in 2021 gave 3,000 points on purchase only. The greater banquet crystal in 2022 gives you 3,000 points per purchase and 1,000 points to open. This means that this inflates points take home. And as I said, the important information to say here is that, an example, spending 12,000 units for 40 greater banquet crystals will give you, right, 160,000 points, which is 40,000 points more than last year. And I just want to return back to people's thoughts on predictions, because if people are predicting something like position 30 as being 1.5 mil points, then that's not entirely correct against what happened last year. For example, RichTheMan of Legends. We do miss Seaton, like to see some more content from him. But he did 57 position with a 3 mil points take home. Yes, that was $10,000 worth of units. And, that's a lot of units. But at the same time, that's 3 mil. So if 3 mil with position 57, where's this 1.5 mil to position 30 coming in? Where are people predicting this based on what happened last year? Yes, there's been some changes. But things remain the same. That, well, you could have, if a whale or somebody spends $10,000 as claimed there, then that's going to be position 57 again. But it may be more than that. So if indeed Seaton in 2021 with $10,000 spent got 3 mil and 75,000 points, and that's position 57, and then I think this is it's Max that got 2.8 mil points for position 67. Again, we have to look at this situation in a comparable sense. There's going to be some other ranks like the 1% to 5%, and the ranks are a little bit different with that, which we'll talk about in a minute. Which the ranks are right here, right now. Position 1 to 30, there's all that stuff there. There's rank 31 to 60, 61 to 90, 91 to 120, 121 to 300, 301 to 5,000. I don't know if this is labeled as the top 1% to 5%. Not 100% on that one, but I would say that is and could be that top 1% to 5% type threshold. So I might have to change some stuff when we go to the next screen in a minute. Now here we go, we're trying to do a bit of predictions here. It's a tough thing. As I said, it's different than it was last year. And of course, everything's going to be different. Things change. But what is different, and what's importantly different, is the extent of how many units you'd spend last year to how many points you get back this year. Because the greater banquet crystal gives an additional 1,000 points, which I've showcased here. Like the GGC in 2021 gave 3 mil points for 300,000 units being spent and 1,000 greater Banquet crystals. In 2022, if you spend the same thing, you get an extra 1 mil. So there's a difference there. That's the thing to kind of point out. And it puts a difficult position to go, well, how will it be this year? Will it be a case that what you spend exactly like for like will be similar? This is why I've kind of tried to come in line with a realistic interpretation. Not 100% on this, but I kind of feel this comes relatively close. Especially if you're looking for like, well, how many units do I have to spend to get something back? Like for me, I'm going to try to do 15,000 units equivalent. Yes, you do get 3 free. So it's an free 3 that you could, or 1,050 units you could reinvest back in. Plus the additional 23,000 points that you get for free from opening up some greater Banquet crystals, which if you've seen the tab, which is this one, where I've explained stuff, it's pretty much explains that right there. So it kind of comes in line. What I've done is I've just focused on the unit element to it. I've not added in the 1,050 units because that's a choice for you to like reinvest it. And as well, I haven't included the 23,000 extra points, which again are extra to this particular prediction section. So it just depends on how many units you're willing to spend on this. As I said, for me, I'm going to try and aim for the 15,000 unit marker. It will be touch and go in order to do that, but I kind of want to do it. I just don't know if I can see any kind of difference between 400k's worth of points, which, you know, that's 30,000 units versus 200,000 points added by unitary spend or added into this for that. It's a tough line to kind of follow with this because you just do not know the extent of comparison. And people might say, well, that's a bit weird, Rich. What are you talking about? For 200k jump from that to that. Is that completely right, Richard? What are you talking about, you weirdo? Well, if you look at this way and look at last year. Last year, 285,000 points was 1% to 5%. You then go down to here to, and there could be more data. Like I think I saw stuff like 90k's worth of points was like enough to get 1% to 5%. So that's pretty much and logically doing exactly the same thing as I just said. A 200,000 point gap is still keeping you 1% to 5%. So that's what I was trying to do for creating this video, is kind of like if we can bring some like factual stats to the table. And this goes back to, by the way, if you're kind of like wondering where am I getting all this info from, data and whatnot, it goes back to an old video that I made and kind of like getting the data from asking a question for people. We're gonna have to keep up with this and do this every year, I think, just to kind of make sure that we're getting the most accurate factual information to kind of like help people chart a course of what they're trying to do for these particular events, because it's people's units. They want to make decisions about, as a free-to-play player, am I willing to invest in something like this event for getting something back that's going to be worth it for me? That's going to be one of the key things. Now, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with the Reddit thread that was kind of posted. I can't actually find it, but I'll take everyone's word from it that involved in it, that then have, you know, subsequently contacted me about it. It's just a case of like, I could be wrong. Anybody could be wrong about getting this these predictions, but at the same time, we've got to be realistic. We've got to look at what happened last year. Yes, it's different because there's less fraudulent means of swapping stuff, but still there will be whales, there will be spenders, and there will be people that have units that will be getting scores similar and above, as we said, the 1,000 Banquet points discrepancy, which is going to inflate what people are getting. But at the same time, results may vary on this. You know, I personally hope to see people getting some good stuff, but you just don't know what the future holds with this particular event. In any case, I wish you well in the grind in the Banquet event. Come on by to some live streams and videos and check out the spreadsheet links in the description for more updates on things when it comes to the event. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.